Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the studio. You are tuning in to episode 4 of Module 4 of the Blueprint for Effortless English. I am your co-host, Ben.
And I am Anna. Welcome back, everyone. We are charging right through our real-world architecture module. Over the first 3 episodes, you guys have built some incredible professional muscle.
You absolutely have. You learned how to code switch your vocabulary for the office in episode 1. You learned how to defend yourself and hold your ground in high-pressure meetings in episode 2. And in our last episode, we taught you the psychological secrets of persuasion and influence.
You now know how to plant a seed, use the we framework, and use future pacing to convince people to agree with your big ideas. But today, we're tackling a completely different side of professional communication. It is a side that makes even native speakers incredibly nervous.
Today, we are talking about what happens when someone makes a mistake, and you're the one who has to tell them to fix it. Today is all about giving natural feedback.
Before we dive into the delicate art of constructive criticism, we have our usual quick favor to ask. If you are serious about upgrading your career and mastering these advanced scenarios, please hit that like button and subscribe to the English Chatcast channel.
Your support allows us to keep producing this 50-episode course, and it helps other ambitious English learners find the exact tools they need to succeed in the corporate world. Thank you for being here with us.
Let us talk about feedback, Ben. For an English learner, giving feedback is like walking through a minefield blindfolded. Every single word you choose has the potential to completely destroy a professional relationship.
It really does. And the biggest issue we see is the massive cultural divide. In many cultures, directness is highly valued. If someone makes a mistake, it is a sign of respect to just tell them exactly what they did wrong directly to their face so they can fix it quickly.
But in American and British corporate culture, that level of directness is almost always interpreted as a personal attack. If you walk over to a coworker's desk and say, "Your report is wrong, you need to redo this," they will instantly go into defensive mode. They will think you are arrogant and aggressive.
On the other hand, some learners come from cultures that are so polite, they avoid giving feedback entirely. They just fix the other person's mistake quietly behind the scenes to avoid any conflict, which eventually leads to massive burnout and resentment.
You have to find the sweet spot. You have to learn how to deliver correction with absolute clarity, but wrap it in a layer of extreme professional diplomacy. The goal of feedback in English is not to punish the past, but to improve the future.
And to do that, we are going to teach you the 3 pillars of natural feedback. Pillar number 1 is removing the word you. Pillar number 2 is the forward pivot, and pillar number 3 is managing upward, which means giving feedback to your boss.
Let us start with pillar number 1, removing the word you. This is the golden rule of conflict resolution in the English language.
When you are giving negative feedback, the word you is a weapon. It is an accusing finger pointing directly at the other person's chest. You made a mistake. You forgot the deadline. You are confusing the client.
The second someone hears the word you connected to a negative action, their brain stops listening to your advice and starts building a defense attorney to prove why you are wrong.
To bypass that defense system, you have to separate the person from the problem. You stop talking about what they did, and you start talking about the object or the situation itself. And the absolute best native phrase to introduce this is, "I noticed."
I noticed. It is such a brilliant, gentle opener. Let us say your coworker, John, completely messed up the formatting on a presentation slide.
The amateur aggressive approach is to say, "John, you messed up the formatting on slide 5.
The professional, diplomatic approach is to say, "Hey, John, I noticed the formatting on slide 5 is a little misaligned."
Look at the difference in that sentence. I noticed the formatting on slide 5 is a little misaligned. I removed the word you entirely. I am not accusing John of being a bad worker. I am just sharing a neutral observation about the slide itself.
You also used a softening minimizer. You said a little misaligned instead of completely messed up. It allows John to save face. He can say, "Oh, wow, you were right. Let me fix that." It feels collaborative instead of combative.
Another fantastic phrase for removing the blame is, "It looks like there might be."
We actually used this phrase back in episode 1, but it is the ultimate feedback tool. It looks like there might be a missing figure in this spreadsheet.
Again, you are not saying you forgot the figure. You are saying it looks like there might be a missing figure. You are blaming the spreadsheet. You are creating a shared mystery for both of you to solve together.
If you are dealing with a recurring behavioral issue, like someone constantly interrupting during meetings, you still avoid the word you. You do not say, "You talk too much in meetings."
Instead, you focus on the team dynamic. You say, "I have observed that our meetings have been getting a bit off track lately, and some voices aren't getting heard."
"I have observed" is a slightly more formal version of "I noticed," perfect for addressing behavioral issues. It sounds objective and analytical, not emotional.
Once you have successfully delivered the observation without using the word you have to immediately move to pillar number 2, the forward pivot.
The biggest mistake managers make is dwelling on the past. They spend 20 minutes explaining exactly why the mistake was bad, how much it cost the company, and why it should never happen again. It makes the employee feel terrible.
In modern corporate English, we spend 10% of our time observing the past mistake and 90% of our time discussing the future solution. We use the forward pivot to transition the conversation.
And the absolute most crucial native phrase you will ever learn for this is moving forward.
Moving forward. If you take away only one phrase from this entire episode, let it be moving forward.
Let us compare it to the alternative. A lot of learners say, "Next time, do it this way." Next time sounds like a parent scolding a child. Next time, clean your room. It is patronizing.
But moving forward sounds like two executives collaborating on a new strategy. It implies progress and momentum.
"Hey, John, I noticed the formatting on slide 5 is a little misaligned. Moving forward, let us make sure we use the master template for all external presentations."
Moving forward, let us make sure it is flawless. Notice we brought the we framework back from episode 3. I did not say, "Moving forward, you need to use the template." I said, "Let us make sure we use it." We are a team.
Another great phrase for the forward pivot is, "In the future, it would be great if..."
In the future, it would be great if we could finalize these numbers by Thursday afternoon so we have a buffer for review. It sets a clear expectation without sounding like a threat.
You can also use the phrase, "A good rule of thumb for next time is..." A rule of thumb is a fantastic native idiom. It means a general, practical guideline rather than a strict mathematical law.
A good rule of thumb is to always copy the project manager on these emails. It softens the instruction. You are sharing insider wisdom, not delivering a harsh reprimand.
So you have observed the issue gently, and you have pivoted to the future solution, but you cannot just walk away. You have to close the feedback loop.
Closing the loop means checking for alignment. You have to make sure they actually agree with your feedback and understand the new expectation.
You do this by asking a collaborative question. The classic phrase is, Does that make sense?
But honestly, does that make sense can sometimes sound a little condescending, like you are asking if they are smart enough to understand you. A much more polished executive phrase is, how does that sound to you?
How does that sound to you? It invites their opinion. It treats the feedback like a proposal rather than a mandate.
You can also use, are we on the same page with that? Getting on the same page is a massive corporate idiom. It means achieving a shared understanding.
Or you could say, I would love to get your thoughts on that approach. It gives them the floor. If they have a valid reason for why they made the mistake, this gives them a safe space to explain it.
So that covers giving feedback to a coworker or a direct report, but what happens when the person making the mistake is your manager?
That brings us to pillar number 3, managing upward. Giving feedback to your boss is terrifying, but it is a necessary skill if you want to advance in your career. Good managers actually respect employees who can politely push back.
But the rules are completely different. You cannot use the forward pivot on your boss. You cannot tell your boss, moving forward, let us do this. That violates the hierarchy and will likely get you in trouble.
When you give upward feedback, you have to frame the entire conversation around your own performance. You have to present their mistake as an obstacle that is preventing you from doing your best work for them.
Let us say your boss is constantly changing the project requirements at the last minute, causing you to work late every single Friday.
You cannot say, you keep changing the requirements and it is ruining my weekend.
Instead, you schedule a one-on-one. You start with a framing phrase. You say, I wanted to chat about the workflow on this recent project to see how we can optimize things.
Then you use the help me help you technique. You say, to help me deliver the best possible results for you, it would be incredibly helpful if we could lock in the project requirements a bit earlier in the week.
To help me deliver the best possible results for you. That phrase is corporate magic. You are telling your boss that your only goal is to make them look good.
And then you use a gentle observation. You say, I noticed that when the scope shifts on a Friday afternoon, it limits my ability to do a thorough quality check before the deadline.
You did not blame them. You blamed the shifting scope, and you highlighted the business risk, which is a lack of quality checking.
You can also use the phrase, I work best when. I work best when I have a clear runway for the week. Could we try setting our weekly priorities on Monday mornings?
It is completely non-threatening. You are just sharing your personal working style and asking for their support in maximizing your efficiency.
Let us put these pillars into action. Ben and I are going to do 2 role plays to show you exactly how this sounds in the real world.
In the first role play, I'm going to play a manager who needs to give Anna feedback. Let us pretend Anna has been consistently turning in her weekly reports a day late.
Listen to how Ben uses the I noticed opener, the moving forward pivot, and the collaborative closing question. He is not going to use the word you in a negative way.
Here we go. Hey, Anna. Thanks for jumping on a quick call. I wanted to touch base regarding the weekly reporting cycle.
Sure, Ben. What is on your mind?
I noticed that the final numbers for the last few weeks have been coming in on Tuesday mornings instead of our standard Monday afternoon deadline.
Oh, yeah. I am really sorry about that. The data from the sales team has been delayed, so it has been pushing my entire analysis back.
Ah, that makes total sense. I did not realize sales was bottlenecking the data. Well, moving forward, let us make sure we communicate that delay early. If you are waiting on their numbers by Monday noon, just shoot me a quick message so I can adjust the executive summary schedule on my end.
That is completely fair. I will definitely keep you in the loop sooner next time.
Perfect. Are we on the same page with that new workflow?
We absolutely are. Thanks for understanding, Ben.
And scene. That was textbook feedback.
It was so painless. Ben did not attack me. He just said, I noticed the final numbers have been coming in on Tuesday. He blamed the numbers, not me.
And because I did not attack her, she felt comfortable telling me the real reason, which was the sales team delay. If I had yelled at her, she probably would have just apologized and stayed silent out of fear.
Then Ben used the magic phrase. Moving forward, let us make sure we communicate that delay early. He gave me a clear, actionable solution for the future. And he closed by asking, are we on the same page? It was flawless leadership.
Now, let us do the second role play. We are going to practice managing upward. This time, Anna is my direct report, and I am the boss.
Let us pretend Ben has a terrible habit of sending me urgent emails at 10 o'clock at night and expecting immediate responses. I need to set a boundary without making him angry.
Listen to how Anna frames her feedback around her own productivity and uses the help me help you technique.
Here we go. Hey, Ben, do you have 5 minutes to chat about our communication workflow for this new quarter?
Yeah, absolutely, Anna. What is going on?
I am really excited about the new initiatives, and to help me execute everything at the highest level, I wanted to discuss our evening communication. I noticed a few urgent requests coming through late last night, and I want to make sure I am not dropping the ball on anything critical.
Oh, right, yeah. I was brainstorming late and just wanted to get those ideas out of my head before I forgot them.
That makes total sense. I work best when I can completely unplug and recharge in the evenings so I can hit the ground running the next morning. Would it be possible to hold those late-night thoughts and batch them into a morning email, unless it is an absolute emergency?
Oh, definitely. I do not actually expect you to reply at midnight. I was just treating your inbox like a notebook. I can schedule those emails to send at 8 in the morning from now on.
That would be incredibly helpful, Ben. Thanks so much for being open to that.
And scene. That is exactly how you manage a boss.
I was shaking a little bit internally, but the phrasing protected me. I started by saying, to help me execute everything at the highest level, I framed it as a benefit to him.
Then she used the neutral observation. I noticed a few urgent requests coming through. She did not say, you keep emailing me at night.
And the most important part, I used the phrase, I work best when. I work best when I can unplug and recharge. It is a biological fact about my working style. It is not a criticism of his leadership style.
And she asked a beautifully softened question. Would it be possible to hold those late-night thoughts? I felt completely respected, but I also clearly received the boundary she was setting.
Giving feedback is a linguistic dance. You have to remove the blame, focus on the future, and always protect the ego of the person across from you. When you do that, feedback stops being a source of anxiety and becomes a tool for massive growth.
It builds an incredible amount of trust. Your coworkers will realize that you are not out to get them. You are just dedicated to making the team better. You become an invaluable asset to the company culture.
Which brings us to your mission for episode 4. It is time for you to practice removing the word you from your professional vocabulary.
Your homework for this week is the observation translation. We are going to give you a harsh, direct sentence. Your job is to translate it into a diplomatic, native-sounding observation using the phrases we taught you today.
You did not prepare enough for the client presentation today, and it looked bad.
I will say it again. You did not prepare enough for the client presentation today, and it looked bad.
We want you to remove the word you, use the phrase I noticed, or it looks like, and then use the forward pivot. Use the phrase moving forward to offer a solution.
Come down into the comments section of this episode and type out your translated feedback. How would you handle that situation with a coworker without starting a fight? We love reading your creative corporate diplomacy.
You guys are acquiring the real-world architecture of true leaders. You can navigate the casual world, the boardroom, the pitch meeting, and now the feedback session.
But what happens when you are not just trying to correct a coworker, but you are actually trying to reach an agreement with an external partner? What happens when money, contracts, and resources are on the line?
That is a whole different level of corporate English, and that is exactly what we are covering in our next episode. In episode 5, we are diving into the language of negotiation.
We are going to teach you how to anchor a price, how to softly reject an offer without killing the deal, and how to use strategic silence to gain the upper hand at the negotiating table.
It is going to be an absolutely crucial lesson for anyone involved in sales, purchasing, or contract management. You definitely will not want to miss it.
But for today, practice your diplomacy. Drop the word you, use I noticed, and always focus on moving forward.
I am Anna.
And I am Ben.
If you feel ready to give natural professional feedback today, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let us keep building this professional edge together. Until next time, keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, learning English with us is
A piece of cake. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time on the English Chatcast.